My name is Sergio Rios. I play guitar with the soul band Orgone. We're an 8-piece soul and funk band from Los Angeles, California. A couple of the core guys, the keyboard player, Dan Hasty, and percussion player, Killen. Some of the other fellows, we just kind of came up in Los Angeles together. Pretty much grew up together since we were teens. So it sort of was a sort of incestuous little circle where every time one of us would infiltrate a band, we'd get the rest of our crew in the band. And so we were doing this in and out of all these different bands until finally we're like, hey, wait a minute, let's make our own band. And really just, we kind of stopped, we stripped down to what we really wanted to do at that time, which is about, at this point, it's about 12 years ago, that we just wanted to play meters and Booker T and the MGs and just, some down home, just funky instrumentals from all our heroes and the things we really just worshipped. So that's really where the band officially started as Orgone. It was just a 5-piece doing Grant Green and Booker T and the MGs and the meters and stripped down versions of the JB's songs and stuff. And eventually, with wanting to do JB's, we got horns, and we were very much in the P-Funk and the whole funkin' in Parliament. And after years of doing that, we ended up getting a singer, and sort of it just kept evolving from there. And now we've got 5 records out. Our 6th record is be out this fall of 2012. Very excited about it, and it's been a nice arc of evolution. It's just kept evolving, and we just kept amassing all different kind of influences, and it's good with a crew you've known for a long time, because it's every time one of us gets really inundated in a certain kind of music, or like when we discovered Afrobeat a long time ago, it just sort of took over everyone, and everyone kind of really just dedicated themselves to owning it. So it's been a good experience, and it's continuously evolving thing. So yeah, we're really excited about the new record for this fall. So I think that kind of answers the question. I don't know. I went on some tangents, so I don't know. Yeah.
And she got my number, I lost it.
Man, it's I can start now and we'll be here till tomorrow. Just keep naming stuff, but definitely at the top of the heap is the classics. I mean, the Parliament, Funkadelic for sure is just a huge. Just sort of even the whole arc of the career and everything they encompass was very influential. The meters, Booker T and the MGs, Sumande, the JBs, James Brown, for sure, all a lot of the, also initially the kind of the classic rhythm sections, the High Records, the Hodges brothers at High Records were all the backing band on all the Ann Peebles and Al Green and Ovi Wright and Syl Johnson. Everything that came out of High Records was those guys, the Funk Brothers at Motown. We were very much, I think, inspired by bands that were sort of rhythm sections, but that backed a lot of different artists. And like Booker T and the MGs is Otis Redding and Sam and Dave, Albert King, and just everyone at Stax. And it just keeps going. Definitely Fela Kuti and Peter King, a lot of Nigerian Afro funk. Once we kind of discovered that, we just kept mining it, and it's endless. Man, it just it's definitely Santana is a lot of Hendrix and sort of funkier kind of Latin tinged classic rock, and it really just keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But I think I managed to name some of the definitely the big ones up there, And then and a lot of contemporary bands too, like Sharon Jones and Dap Kings and everyone in Brooklyn who's doing their thing. That's just phenomenal. I'm really just huge fans of that. Everyone at Truth and Soul Records with Lee Fields and Antibalas and Budo's band and stuff. So. Wow, that's as far as collaborate musically, wow, that's huge. I mean, D'Angelo would be like a dream, something like that. That's at the top of the heap as far as like it's pretty much, I think he's pretty much the funkiest and most soulful singer that is, probably as far as this generation. It's nice to see him back, and that's pretty rad. That's exciting. It's very invigorating and uplifting that he's back. Man, we're huge fans of the Black Keys. I really don't know what that collaboration would be like, but it seems like a good idea. Like, it'd be really fun. Anyone at Dap King Records, I'm Daptone. I mean, the Dap Kings, the Daptone, Gabe Roth, and everything they got going on over there. Like I said, we're huge admirers and fans, and just any chance to work with any of those cats would that's definitely at the top of the heap. That's all that comes to mind. There's plenty more. I know you're out there. We want to work with you. I don't know, but and classic artists, obviously, like Dr. John just did that record with Dan Auerbach from Black Keys, and that's an amazing collaboration. So. Really, any one of our heroes, any chance to work with them would be just is phenomenal. And luckily, we've had the chance to do some things like we did some Jazz Fest shows back in 2010 with Big Chief Monk Boudreaux from the Wild Magnolias, and that was kind of a dream come true to play at New Orleans Jazz Fest on the Heritage stage with Big Chief Monk and the Golden Eagle and Mardi Gras Indians in full regalia, and it was. Be so influenced by New Orleans R&B and soul music that, and then to be a part of it, it was a nice feather in the cap, so to speak. It was definitely like an amazing thing. So more things like that, for sure. Throw Beyonce and any major pop star in there too. It's been a pretty steady evolution. Our first record was just 5-piece, all instrumental, and very stripped down, just bass, drums, keys, percussion, and guitar. So it was all very much in that very stripped down vein, and the arrangements were fairly tight to that. As the records have evolved, we've got a horn section in it, and the arrangements get a little more involved. Our newest record is pretty much about 85% vocal tunes, so it's much more vocal heavy. We've also on our upcoming record, which is called New You, by the way. That should be out fall of 2012. Features a lot of our singer Nikki J. Crawford. She's a great soul singer from just outside of Shreveport, Louisiana, but she's based out of Los Angeles now. And we've also brought in some great songwriters to help with lyrics, and we've really been, I guess the evolution, to answer the question a little more directly, is we started, our first record was strictly 5-piece instrumental, very stripped down. As the records progressed, then we got horns, and then the vocal element got added next, and we've sort of been trying to develop our arrangements and songwriting just to really just come a lot closer to basically the classic music that influenced us so much, and really try to hone in and nail the production and the recording aspect too, as far as how the records sound. Just we're big fans of analog recording and old school production and old vintage equipment, so it's very much trying to pursue this vibe, not necessarily sound old, but have like this feel that it's could fit right in there with any of the records that we love so much, we've definitely, the evolution's coming at this point more and honing in more of the production and songwriting and just trying to really work on better hooks and we're constantly challenging ourselves and trying to please ourselves and trying to evolve and just reach something closer to everything that we really love and encompass all these influences, and legitimately and kind of honor our heroes, with some legitimacy and reverence, and still have something kind of new and fresh for people. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You can catch up with Orgone at our website, which is orgonespace.com. We are on Facebook. Just look up Orgone on Facebook, Orgone Funk or Orgone. Just Google Orgone will be the second thing up. We got a new album called New You that should be out in the fall of 2012, so everybody keep an eye out for that. We're touring the country. We've been touring all summer. We'll be touring through the fall and into the winter, supporting the record when it comes out. So definitely check it out. We also have a new video called Say Goodbye, that's exclusively on relics.com on the AV section, so we can check that out, see what the band, some new offerings from the band, and we'll see you out there.